Cut it, Mama, just part of it.
Just cut it up. I'll boil it out.
Hey, Coffee Time friends, how y'all doing? Y'all slipped right in. Y'all were just spinning and spinning, and now you are here. I'm cutting up a cauliflower. I made some homemade ranch this morning with y'all's ranch, and I've got that already out here, and I'm going to do this. Mama is making, let me tell you what she's making. She is making some macaroni and tomatoes. Oh, how simple. But oh, how delicious. If y'all ever eat macaroni and tomatoes, all you do is she's already boiled her macaroni with a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt for flavor. Right, Mama?
Yeah.
And, Mama, I really, I know you put bacon grease in it.
Well, I don't put it no more because you don't like it.
I don't like it with bacon grease in it, but she used to do that.
That's why we didn't brought up.
That's what she was brought up. So you can have bacon grease, and now listen, don't just get out and spread vicious rumors that John don't like bacon or bacon grease, because he does. There's just something about it in the macaroni and tomatoes, the tomatoes and the acid, that I don't quite care for. Now I know I eat it in tomato gravy. Don't ask me to explain it other than the tomato gravy has flour in it, and the macaroni and tomatoes don't. It's the only thing I've ever been able to come up with. But I do like it in tomato gravy. I do not like it in macaroni and tomatoes. I don't have the answer, folks. It's the reason I love green peppers raw, but I don't like them cooked at all. Go figure.
I need that, you all steak seasoning or...
right there. That's the one that we use.
Onion garlic.
Mm-hmm. And you're wanting the steakhouse seasoning. So this is the y'all's steakhouse seasoning. Just hit that a little bit on mine, and mostly that.
That's what's on it.
Yeah, and a little bit of ranch on it too. Just a tinge of this ranch powder. Remember, ranch is a seasoning as well as a dressing. All right, so let's cut this cauliflower. I've started without y'all around my mouth. So let's get down here. So all I'm doing is just go inside of it and start cutting the little tree off. I mean, you just get down to the base of the tree like you would and peel it off. And then you have this one core left. Mom, I wonder if you could plant this and grow us a cauliflower.
I doubt it.
Let's try it.
Yeah. It's not got no roots on it.
Yeah, it's just like a celery.
Celery's got the bottom for the thing.
Mama, it don't cost a thing to try it. You have to talk Mama into a few things. Mama, plant that mess out there. If nothing else, it'd just be good for the garden. Wouldn't it be neat if it sprouted up a cauliflower and we had another little cauliflower head? Now these are too big even for Mama's mouth. She did hear that. These are too big. Even these pieces here, when they're the single stem. So I'm going to go in there and pop those apart. Just like I popped them off the main thing. And I go inside of it and just cut these little pieces. Just like this. And then you have these little bite-sized dippable pieces. Now, you'll see us doing this most all summer. This is a go-to snack. We keep this in the refrigerator most all summer. We'll keep a little broccoli, a little cauliflower, and we don't cook it. We use it raw, and we use it for dips. Now, you can cut through the base like this, too. Like, you can just cut down, but you're not going to have enough for every one of them. So, if it's a big one, you'll have to cut down in there and get them broke apart, and then you'll have one piece that's got a big old chunk for the base. As long as you can get them in your fingers like that and dip them, and you can double dip them because we do individual bowls, because we like to glom in it a little bit. I might dip one side, take a bite, dip the other side. I definitely want the ability to double dip. I ain't sharing no dipping bowl with nobody, because I'll be contaminating it. Well, I wouldn't if we were sharing, but I don't want to share it. I want my own cauliflower dipping bowl so I could. First thing, I like to cover it with black pepper. Next thing is, I might want to dip. I might want to dip a little bit here so it don't get all over your mouth. I don't want to dip that whole thing in there. I want to dip a little on this side, then a little here, and then eat it up. Mama's the same way. Aren't you, Mama?
Oh, yeah.
Mama's quiet today. You mad at us, Mama?
No,
You ain't speaking
busy.
to us? Ain't you going to speak to us, Mama?
No, I'm busy.
Mama's not talking to y'all today. Don't you like them anymore, Mama?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I've got my potatoes washed and squirted with the.
Let's check out Mama. Here we go.
With the canola. It's not canola.
Avocado.
Avocado oil. Now I'm going to sprinkle some sea salt over it.
This is just kosher sea salt, and this just helps the potato do the potato. And these are just not bacon potatoes. These come out of a bag, but they were huge. And I pulled them out. I said, Mama, look at these 2 bakers. We can look at that. So we just got those out of the bag and let them aside to bake. Now I'm going to show you one more way to cut cauliflower. I don't really care for it this way. I've seen it this way. And it's fine. It's fine. It's not the way I cut mine, though. I've seen people take a cauliflower head like this. Let's come right in here. I'm going to try to see. And you can do it this way. You may say, oh, I've never seen that before, and I like that. And they just sort of slice it right through the whole part. And they come right here and they just slice this part. So you have these flat. See there? They may be prettier on a charcuterie board or something. But a lot of people will do this. And they say, oh, that's the way to do it. It is pretty. And you can dip it. And it is controllable. It's easy to do. But I like mine kind of left the way it comes. Kind of like the little tree parts. So I want to do more of the other way. Sometimes I will just slice it in half and still have that big chunky piece. And then I'll turn it this way and slice it this way. Is that the way some of y'all do it too? I don't care as much for the flat pieces. Mama, what's your opinion on it?
I like the little tree shapes.
We like the chunk.
Kids at school used to call it broccoli green trees and cauliflower white trees.
White trees, green trees.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all I'm going to do, this is my cooked macaroni.
And this is still that bag we don't care for.
Yeah, it's starchy. And this is some leftover tomatoes that Johnny has eaten on. I'm going to use them up.
So it's just macaroni cooked with butter and salt and a can. Now, if we had fresh tomatoes, we sure would use them, but these are just stewed diced tomatoes.
So add those because this ain't enough.
And here we go, another can of them. Now they'll cook down and be delicious. Mama, show them good. We'll do a flyover.
That's just how they are.
And she'll put a little salt in there.
And a little pepper.
And a little pepper. And we may add a little bit more tomato juice when we get them cooked. Once the tomatoes start cooking, they'll start breaking down. You'll have more in there than maybe you thought you did, okay? Just letting y'all know what could happen there. Now, I don't mind these stems, so I'll throw them in the bucket too. Don't want the very bottom, but once you get up here on these, I'm fine with it. Let's see, like that whole piece, that whole tree, that's a good little size. And just cut these others apart. I know some of y'all are saying, John, we know how to cut cauliflower. Why are you showing us? Because I get people to ask sometimes, how do you prepare your cauliflower? How do you prepare your broccoli? Last time we ate it, in fact, I had several people asking, what do you do to it? Do you blanch it? Do you no, we don't blanch ours. Some people may. And I will take that back for just a second. Cauliflower, I do not blanch. Broccoli, I have been known to blanch it. You know how sometimes you get the broccoli and it's just a little bluish, toughish looking, and it's not as tender, not as easy to snap. You can blanch that broccoli, and by blanching I mean literally 15 seconds in boiling water, hot water, pick it out, put it in cold water, and it's delicious and it's beautiful. So we do blanch broccoli, especially for parties. If you're going to do a raw charcuterie board, or like they used to call it back in our day, a vegetable tray, then you can blanch your broccoli for about 15 seconds in boiling hot water. Get your hot water boiling, put you some salt in it, and you can do the whole head of broccoli. Be careful, whatever you do. Or you can cut it up and then blanch it and get a spider and pull it out. You have a little bit more control the bigger the pieces you have. But it makes it bright green, beautiful, just like, and people will say, oh, that's the prettiest broccoli I've ever seen. I'm like, you should have seen it before I give it a bath. But it's good and it's easy to do, and people really like it. And it doesn't make it mushy or anything. If it's mushy, you over blanched. If it's mushy, you overcooked. You didn't blanch it, you cooked it. Blanching is just a quick bath in the hot boiling water. Just a quick dip in the hot tub. Okay? Now, after telling you all this stuff, I'll tell you this. There's no wrong way. Do yours however you want to. I'm just saying this is how we do it, and we've had good success out of it. Now, I don't waste these little crumbs either. I just rake them right off in there. They'll sift their way down to the bottom. Then when you're desperate at the end, and you're like, oh, it's all gone. Then you'll find yourself picking these little pieces out and dipping them in a little bit of ranch. Don't act like you don't. You just know you do. So there it is. That's a whole head of broccoli. No, that ain't either. That's cauliflower.
Huh?
I said broccoli.
Oh.
Mama told me earlier I didn't have sense enough to talk. I was trying to say chair arm, and it came out chair side, chair top thing. The flat, the arm, John. It's been a week of Bible school, and my mind is a little bit scattered. Not too bad, but a little bit. We have rested today, though, haven't we, Mama?
Oh, yeah, we needed it.
We needed to rest. Rest up. Now, I'm not going to wash this because it's food. And this is food. And one is not going to meet the other because I've done wiped the cauliflower off. So to me, it's all good. If not to you, then wash yours. If you through, I'm through, Mama. Mama's doing chopped beef steak over here. All she did was took some hamburger meat that we had from hamburger patties, some ground chuck, and she's going to do us a chopped beef steak in the micro grill. And she's doing, going to do some cornbread fritters and macaroni and tomatoes. So tonight we're highlighting the fritters and the tomatoes. Now look at that. That thing is just, look, he's trying right now to grow in the refrigerator. He's like, come on, it's spring. Let me out of here. Okay, I'm going to.
Right here.
Someone.
Ooh.
Well, they look gorgeous, Mama. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Do a flyover.
Your flyover.
They're brown. They're delicious. They're ready to eat. They've only been in there 8 minutes. Okay, I'm going to cut the root off from this one. Mama, this one's already half there.
Look good.
We'll have a vajayjay out of this vajayjay. I'm looking for an onion, and look there. He's ready. You got any more of them in there?
You're not going to cut the roots off of all of them to put them in the ground.
Mama's strict. Mama is strict. She's that strict kind of strict. What are y'all up to today? It's a beautiful, beautiful day today. It's an AB day. Absolutely beautiful here. We've just been loving it. Went out this morning, had coffee on the porch. Yes, we did. Had eggs and toast and tomatoes. That's what that little bit of cup of tomatoes is left over from. And had a wonderful meal. We didn't eat lunch. I see how Mama don't eat lunch because we don't eat lunch on Saturdays a lot of times. You're not really hungry at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and then you think, well, it's 3 now. I might as well just wait for supper. Yeah. That's what you do. Alright, let's cut this onion slice again. Y'all see? I'm gonna try that. Watch it. How on earth? I'm gonna show you. So when I cut a slice that thin, I grab it from the top. I know this is not like a Food Network secret because I don't know what they do. And that way I can cut right down through it and I get 2 slices. And I don't have my fingers in there to worry about. Just don't let it flip over sideways. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these patties up, because y'all know how Mama feels about onions. Do y'all know? Well, she ain't the biggest fan. Now, she likes them, but they ain't crazy about her. I'm looking for something. And I found it. So I'm going to take the lid off here. And I'm going to... Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Take these chopped beef steaks up. Now I'm just going to use that oil that's in there, that grease. Can y'all see? Just going to use that's in there. And I'm going to put my onions in here and let them cook for a little bit of chopped beef steak goodness. I'm not going to put any green onions because y'all know I ain't crazy about cooked green onions. Mom, if you'll put just a tablespoon of butter in there when you put them back in the microwave. Put that like that. Goodness and goodness and more goodness. Mama, you want to sing and dance for them?
I don't think so.
They're going to be talking about me, some of the people who talk about me, and say, John, you didn't let Mama do anything. She was over there with the stove working. I told Mama, I said, let me get all that put on. She said, no, I'm putting this on. You take care of that over there. So I did what I was told. Which is mostly what I do. Whatever Mama says goes, because that's the easiest way, ain't it, Mama?
Oh, sure. Keeps down arguing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I laugh out loud sometimes when some of y'all will say, John bosses Mama around. That kills me. If y'all only knew. I know the limits. I do boss her around over lighters and thinks it's going to hurt her. And you know, she don't argue too mad when she knows I'm telling the truth. When she knows that I am absolutely on it, she's like, don't tell me what to do, but she knows she shouldn't be on a ladder, don't you, Mama?
All I'm going to do now is
she ain't going to speak to me about it.
Some fritters, cornbread fritters, and I'm just putting...
Did you say flitters or fritters?
Fritters.
Fritters? Flitters and fritters and...
More fritters. That's all I'm going to mix in there. And I've got a little canola oil and a little bit of bacon grease in my skillet for flavor.
Look at Mama's shirt. Mama's showing back your shirt. This is y'all's. Then she turns around and it says, have faith and count your blessings. Y'all, Sweet Tea sent that to her. They have these on the online if you want them. If you use John for the coupon code, you'll get 20% off everything, or 10% off. It's 10% now. 10% off. It's 20% off our Etsy, but 10% off of y'all's. When you use that code, everything you buy, even if it's coffee and tea. I've been drinking the coffee all day today.
And the peach tea.
Peach tea.
I made 3 gallons of tea today. I made a gallon this morning. I made a gallon of peach, a gallon of sweet, and a gallon of decaffeinated unsweet.
Of course you did, Mama, because you're a Southern woman.
Three.
Good Southern woman trying
3
to keep the tea in the house. Baked potatoes are done.
I hope they are. You can check them.
I will. Right here, Mama. I got a knife ready to rock and roll. Now, when you take this lid off, take it off away from your face. I don't care how much you want a free facial. It's pretty hot out there. That's pretty hot indeed. Let's see if these are knife tender. Oh, but yes. Oh, but yes. All the way through. Those are perfection. Those are absolute perfection. And I'm going to take our meat and transfer it right here. Right there. Put this lid back on here. And let all that stay good and warm right there together in one little happy family.
This is my mix for my cornbread fritters. I just put my...
Just put a little water in it and a little buttermilk.
Yeah.
And cornmeal. And no flour.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
I started saying I think she used to put flour, but today she ain't. You gonna put a little flour in it?
Yeah, I'm going to start with flour. Need just a tad flour in it.
Need a tad of flour. Y'all know the measurement for a tad? I've got a spoon that says a tad.
Well, I'm putting more than that spoon.
How much you putting in there, Mama?
About between an eighth and a fourth of a cup, because I don't have much.
Turn around the other way, Mama.
Oh, I'm sorry. And now I've got to put more buttermilk in it. Whoa,
Grease is getting hot.
very hot. Didn't mean for it to get that hot.
Tomato, see how much more juice? You had juice to this?
No, I added a little water.
She had a little water. Because the macaronis are a little starchy. This is a brand that they have at the store that we don't usually get.
It's worse.
And it's very starchy. But that's macaroni tomatoes right there, folks. Goodness to the last drop. All right, Mama. Show us your fritters.
All I'm gonna do is just drop it in there.
Yum. I can already taste the goodness. I guess we'll have to add this to our cornbread count for the week. But it'll be worth it. We had some one the other day.
I didn't get my spoonful enough.
This is a summertime cornbread. We've cooked that a lot back in the day, Pam Jones says. The noodles look overcooked. Well,
No, it's that old starchy
yeah,
now.
they look overcooked.
It's because they're that starch.
They're going to be good, though. We've had them in other things.
I've had to rinse and rinse.
But we bought 2-pound bags, so you got to use them. You ain't going to lose them.
Oh, it's a 2 or 3. It's a big bag.
I
I've
don't
been
know,
3
Mama. You
pounds.
always add a pound. If I said 2, you said 3.
Oh, it was
If I said
a
3,
lot.
you said 4. If I'd have said 55 gallons, you'd have said 65. Now there they are, folks. That's cornbread fritters. Cornbread fritters. Deliciousness. And it ain't going to be long, which reason I'm going to stand here and let y'all see the goodness.
I put your onions up there.
Yeah, I'm going to get them down. Hold on just a second. I'm going to let them see you make these fritters magical. Whoa, look at that! You can't tell me that didn't make you just happy. Look at that. Look at there, look at there. That's a cornbread fritter, folks.
Put that in too close.
They're cousins. Don't worry about that right there. That happens every time. All you do is flip it over and let that little bit brown.
I can't get my hand.
Go ahead, Mama. Don't let us disturb you. Just because we're staring over your shoulder watching every move you make, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable about it.
No, it's nothing to feel uncomfortable about.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's about right temperature. And I reckon we're about ready as soon as that bakes.
All right. So we're just going to let them brown on this side.
You start seeing the difference in it, getting puffy.
Yeah.
It's getting done.
Wish I was there, Cindy. If you was, you'd be welcome to a big old bowl of macaroni and tomatoes and a big old cornbread fritter. You can eat those with butter or jelly even. Cornbread fritters are delicious any way you want to fix them. Mama's got it going on over there. I missed how the macaroni and tomatoes was made. Lenore, you didn't miss anything major because all you do is make your noodles. You can do them in a pot, however you want to do them. We put a little butter and salt. We drain them. And then we put 2 cans of stewed tomatoes in them. Hey, y'all. Hey, Patricia. And that was the macaroni and tomatoes. Now, we put a little salt in them. And pepper. You can put bacon grease, as we talked earlier, because Mama did when she was a kid. So if you're thinking, we used to put bacon grease in them. Well, probably everybody does, but I just don't like it in them. I know, that's a weird statement coming from me. Anything bacon, I think, is wonderful. And you know the old saying, bacon makes it better. I agree with you, except on macaroni and tomatoes. I don't know, it don't taste bad, because I can eat it, and Mama has fixed it that way. It just tastes different, and I don't care for that extra bacony taste in it. And it's not a bacon taste, it's more of a grease taste, I guess. I don't know. I don't know my issue.
Let me have that cutting board up.
I don't know my issue with it. I just don't have one. Mama, do you taste the difference?
What? There's a little on here. I have a little bit of that bacon.
Yeah, that bacon, but it don't taste like bacon to me. It tastes different. Can any of y'all explain that? I'm trying. This is y'all's tea. It's the breakfast blend. I've been drinking it all day. You can drink it even after breakfast. It don't matter. It's delicious. And I've been drinking on this pot all day. Not made 2 pots today. That's an improvement, I guess. But I have been enjoying the breakfast blend. I like the house blend too. They're both delicious. They're different. They're even different coffees. And I reckon they still have it. So if you want to go buy it at y'all's and put in the code John, John, capital letters at the end when you're ready to pay, you can get 10% off everything you buy in the on the site. Everything you buy on the site is 10% off with coupon code JOHN. You've probably seen other people using their coupon codes because all the influencers that are associated with y'all's brand have their own code. So if you've heard different ones, it doesn't matter. It's just the 10% off. Hey, y'all. Hey, Patricia. How are you? I missed how to make it. I froze y'all up ever since I read that a while ago. You meant coffee instead of tea.
Here's your arm. John.
Oh, sorry, Mom. What do you mean I meant coffee? They have coffee and tea. They have regular black tea. They have the caffeinated. Yeah, that's fine. They have the caffeinated tea. They have half gallons in those, but peach tea is all caffeinated and it's gallons. But the tea is delicious. I'm drinking it right now too. It's delicious.
I'm gonna leave the lid on it so it'll stay hot.
And I don't even care that it's got caffeine in it, and it's 6:30. I'll read a book tonight if I need to. Let's see, what else was we talking about? The potatoes and the meat's done. The onions just came out. Y'all want to see the onions? Little onion? Let's look at it. They are delicious. If you like onions on your chopped beef and you don't like the smell of onions frying in your house 3 days later, these don't smell when you put them in the microwave. And they're just as good. Now I could take this liquid out of them and they would have been brown, caramelized. I wanted them just cooked just like they are.
There you go, sir.
Thank you, Mom. There's a little bit of brown on them. There's a little bit of brown on it, but not too much. You didn't season this meat differently, did you?
I had it seasoned differently. I put ranch on yours.
We'll lick one of them, Mom, and see if you
Here,
taste the
let
meat.
me have to give you this one. I was going to put it on your plate. Don't need
You
it.
think that's mine?
I don't know, but we're just going to say it is.
You like ranch on it.
Yeah.
You like the ranch.
Get rid of that.
Now I'm just going to scoop these onions up and pile them right on here. Now a lot of times I do Southwestern chopped beef where I put the barbecue sauce and I do all that stuff. And this time I'm not doing that. This is just an old-fashioned chopped beef. That's the way I like it. Old-timey ways are the good old ways. Where, oh, where?
What are you looking for?
My,
Barbecue sauce?
not barbecue, this right here. This is about empty. This is just some of our store brand steak sauce. I love it. I think it has a wonderful flavor to it. But I'm gonna put a little bit on here with my onions.
I hope I never have to buy this macaroni again.
No, we ain't. We got that on our list of things not to get. I don't know. I've never seen macaroni or any kind of noodles do like they do. We cook them, you rinse them, and they get starchier. And then you rinse them again, it's a little better. You rinse them again. You rinse them 4 or 5 times, and I don't know. Do y'all know what the
And
problem?
they're so starchy, and the texture of them, you have to cook them overdone just about in order to get.
They cannot be served al dente, I'll tell you that.
No, not this.
But Mama went, they didn't have what she wanted, and she bought what they had, and sometimes that's what you have to do. It tastes fine once you get all that rinsed off. So, you just have to, sometimes folks, use what you got what you use, and not worry about it. I guess if there's one thing I can say is, we don't try to worry about stuff like that so much because, Lord willing, it's not our last meal. Good Lord willing, it's not our last meal. And we can learn from it and make again. That's like when I go out to a restaurant. Now, if they do something, if it's raw or something, you can't eat it. But if they ever cook my steak, we use a bowl extra because I want plenty of tomato. If they ever cook my steak or something, I just eat it. Because Lord willing, ain't the last meal I'm going to get, and it's fine. Maybe the cook's having a bad day. Maybe something's going wrong. Maybe I need it well done. Maybe there was some reason for that, and the Lord took care of me. But, I see people sometimes make an end of the world deal about something that's truly not the end of the world. Now, Mama, I don't think we got butter on the table unless you get some in
Oh, nope.
because we don't do that anymore. Do y'all keep butter on the table? I was keeping the butter bell out, and boy, it was so easy to grab it and slather it on something. Mama said, I've eaten a lot more butter since you put that butter bell back out here, and I said, it's gone. We put it back in the china cabinet. We keep butter over the stove. If you want it, you get it and go get it. It's a whole lot less tempting. Because, I'll sit here and eat butter on a saltine cracker. Because it's good. If you've never tried it, don't be going. Just go, I think I'll try that sometime. So, we were eating more butter, weren't we, Mama?
I eat too much butter.
Don't have it handy.
It's good at times.
It's good. Like, we have it for breakfast, or if we have company, we will. This right here is a lifesaver, too. You're hungry. You are hangry. You don't want to fool with it. You grab a fun-sized Snicker bar. But if you have this in the refrigerator, you might grab cauliflower if it's already washed and ready and go. Now, I put it in this bowl today, but I'll put it in a Fridge Smart, which Tupperware has got Fridge Smarts on sale this month, $99 for a double set. That ain't gonna last forever, folks. But anyway, I just threw that in for extra measure. But anyway, this is a good healthy snack to keep on hand. Put you some broccoli in there just like that in the fridge smart. They'll last and last. Tupperware says don't wash it when you put it in there. I say wash it and dry it good, and you're just as well off. Now, some things don't need to be washed, like berries, unless you just leave them lay out to dry really well. It's the dampness of the washing it that causes it to be less effective. But this is the way we roll with it. Some things we don't wash, some things we do wash. It's just up to you. Once again, you do you on that, because when... Huh?
I was getting a knife to cut my potato. You want to cut yours?
Yes, ma'am.
That was one.
Scrape some of that salt back.
Yeah, if I like it.
Yeah, it goes off. Chop up that tater. Once you cut it, y'all can see. So I cut them open, chop them up on the inside like this, so all the goodie will run down in there. And then I put a little butter on them.
I couldn't get that picked up.
Put a little butter on it and let it melt down in there. Just a little pad. I've learned that I like some things plain. I love plain potato with a little salt on it. So a little butter on it's a treat for me. See, this is what we keep by the stove. And if we need it, we drag it over here. We had kept the butter bell on the table for a long time. And then we quit eating breakfast as much, and it started to mold every once in a while. So Mama said, we really don't need to keep that on there. It's not lasting because we're not using it. Butter will mold after, you know, if you don't use it for a minute. And so then I decided I'll get it back out because we're eating more breakfast at home. But it was just too handy, that wasn't it, Mama?
Yeah, you wasn't eating as much as you thought at home.
No. But I mean, when I was eating too much butter because it's so handy.
Way too handy, I'll tell you that.
Now this is a wonderful, wonderful meal, folks. This is a wonderful meal. This country is cornbread. It's fried cornbread. It's macaroni and tomatoes. And a little bit of cauliflower for our salad portion. And baked potato and a chopped beef steak.
I got some.
You got it, Mama. Go ahead and put your cheese while it's hot.
You want some cheese?
No, ma'am.
Get the sour cream off my fingers. You want all that?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to partake of this wonderful meal. And dear Lord, thank you for the precious hands you prepared it. And dear Lord, we just ask you to nourish our bodies with it. And dear Lord, we just pray for all those that are out there hurting and in need. Dear Lord, just answer each and every request, every prayer request that's out there, dear Lord. And we just pray, Lord, that you'll be with our country and our nation and our leaders in this worldwide. And dear Lord, be with all the children. Put a hedge of protection on each and every one of them. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, the star of the show is these macaroni and tomatoes. This is what we started with tonight. We're going to have macaroni and tomatoes, and then we said what can we put with it. So macaroni and tomatoes was our first thought. Like we then told you, the macaroni is different, but
they're good and hot.
And they're good and tasty.
I need some salt in mine. I didn't put any salt in it.
Salt and pepper. Do y'all know it's customary and proper etiquette? If somebody asks for salt, you have to give them both. You don't never do salt without pepper or pepper without salt. Or we're not supposed to, they say. Isn't that funny?
Ain't proper etiquette.
I ain't proper etiquette. I'm just saying I read that the other day or seen it.
Yeah, I've seen that a long time ago.
I seen it on a show or something. See, I like black pepper on mine. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little black pepper in my ranch. Because I like that. Because I'm going to dip me some broccoli. Cauliflower. Why do I keep calling it? It's not even.
They didn't have no fresh looking broccoli.
It don't even look like broccoli.
I need a few pieces on my plate, please.
What, broccoli?
Yeah.
I've done it again.
broccoli. And I said, yeah, I went, I know, that's good.
I'm like a mother with 5 kids who calls every name but the right one until she gets the right one. I was thinking earlier I'd like to have some broccoli, but I'm sure I'm glad to have the cauliflower.
Next time you'll have good looking broccoli and not cauliflowers, like you can't get them matched up.
Lined up?
Yeah.
I know you want one of them. Now, cornbread fritter. Let's talk about this fritter. See, it's crunchy on the outside. Then when you open it up, it's still that moist, tender inside. So it's like a little baby pound of cornbread that's been fried. You know, they keep well. So we won't eat all these, but we will have them. And you can eat them later. I've seen my daddy heat them up and put maple syrup on them. You can, if you want to, put a little bit of, Southern Secret in it, the onion and garlic, and a little bit of finely diced onions, and have something similar to a hush puppy to fry. Mama simply do not mess around with these. This is just pure
cornbread.
Pure cornbread. That's it. So, what I do is put me a little piece of my tomatoes. Just like that. Then I bathe it. Just like that.
Really
And then
like
I eat
soup.
it. Kind of like soup and cornbread. The macaroni and tomatoes are delicious, folks, and this is simple. This is one of those simple summer treats that you can do this anytime because we use canned tomatoes, but if you got some elbow macaroni and you got a couple of cans of tomatoes, any kind, or just juice, even if you didn't have the tomatoes. Tomatoes are better, but even if you just had the juice, this is a delicious meal. And I'm going to tell you, wouldn't hurt my feelings at all to just have macaroni and tomatoes and a little bit of fried cornbread if we didn't have nothing else to go with it.
We've had that plenty of times.
We've had that for a meal plenty of times. Because it's delicious, isn't it, Mama? Mama, is this the first macaroni and tomatoes we've had this season?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was. Mom and I do eat some seasonal things, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes, like vegetable soup, I get a craving for it in July sometimes, and I have to have it. Sometimes chili. Big old pot of chili in July, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But tomatoes and macaroni is something I think about when we start planting tomatoes. I don't wait till tomatoes come in, I think about them right off the bat. Those plain old potatoes, Mama, are tasting good. Let me try my chopped beef steak and onions. Do you want some of these onions? They're cooked. Do you think they'd bother you?
I'm afraid to try it.
You scared? Mama's scared of them. Mama, you got anything you want to add tonight?
No, I was hungry.
Well, we had meat.
I know it.
Really and truly, Maggie's the only one in the whole household that eats regular.
She eats whenever the notion hits her. The onions tender on that.
They're delicious. They could have cooked longer if I wanted them to, but I didn't. This is what I was wanting. I like them soft and tender, but yet just a little bit of a crunch. Actually, they're just perfect the way I like them. Put this on your list, Mama. There's just a little bit left. Kurt's Original Steak Sauce. It's got a good flavor to it. It's not... It's more like A1 than 57, but it's good. In fact, I think it's a perfect blend. Our Save-A-Lot has some good stuff that I like. I'm so glad to have it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, folks, you've seen what we're up to. I hope y'all are up to the same. Hope you're finding something good to eat. Make you some memories. Spend some time with your family. Enjoy life. We went strawberry picking today. Yeah. Oh, Randy.
Wow.
Oh, but it is strawberry time. Do you use white or yellow cornmeal? We use white.
Three Rivers.
Three Rivers. If we don't use Three Rivers, we use White Lily.
No, this is Three Rivers.
I said if we don't use Three Rivers.
Oh, yeah, White Lily.
Mama's wanted to argue with me today. If we don't get Three Rivers, then we use White Lily. Three Rivers is just a brand like anything else. If you can get White Lily where you live, that's a blessing. The original Three Rivers sold out or quit, and then they come back. So, but Three Rivers was a classic in the South for years. Let's see what y'all are saying right quick, and then we will. Comments are so far behind. I'm hungry. Thought no outlet for something good for supper. Open up some canned tomatoes and get you some macaroni on the stove. You can have this in a jiffy. And you've seen how easy that cornbread was to make. Yummy. So yummy. We still sell John and Momma products, Judy. In fact, we just came off a big sale. Our sale was 20% off site-wide for Father's 23, but that's passed on the 8th. So that one won't work now. It was a Father's Day special coming up. Father's Day will be next week, but I guess it was, she was alone in time for shipping. But she'll have another summer sale. 4th of July will be here for long. I'll talk to Teresa and see what we have. But it's on our Etsy page, and the link will be in the comments below. It's called Etsy. We didn't name it anything. It's John and Momma's Etsy, or just Etsy, and that's where all of our products are. And it's the aprons and the coffee cups and the cutting board, chore boards, and the cookbook holders, and all that are on there. So yeah, we do have that if you're interested. Just go to the Etsy link below. The Amazon link is for our favorite things that you can pick out and order from Amazon. But the Etsy store is where our product is. And Teresa takes care of all that for us. Hello, Jody. How are you? All right, folks. We're going to eat, and we hope you are too. I got to go water flowers tonight. It's sunshiny. It's beautiful out there. Can't wait to get out there and sit and swing a while. We did last night. I sat out there till, it was late. It was.
I'm done going to bed.
I was out there probably about 15 to 10. It was just so peaceful. It was cool. The bugs weren't bothering me. And it was just a peaceful evening. I really enjoyed it. Mama, you got anything you want to add?
No, I've got full. I feel like a pig, fast.
All right then, Mama. Tell the folks good night.
Good night, Mama. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful night and day tomorrow.
Y'all have a blessed one. Bye-bye.